Okay. Well, I'll tell you another good story. One of my clients records all of their rehearsals, and I recommend that they do this so that they can go back, listen to it, find out what needs to be changed. Maybe there's an arrangement that needs to be changed or modified. But anyway, the bass player in the band flips on the recording button every time they rehearse at his garage, which is fine. Well, what he's creating is a P-Circle copyright. So, unbeknownst to the rest of the band, he went back to a whole bunch of rehearsals and pulled out these songs and said, "Oh, well, this is a good one, and this is a good recording, and this was a good recording," and he put them all together and pressed up a whole bunch of burned, I should say, burned a whole bunch of CDs, and they released. He brought them to the gig and put them on the merch table. Well, the band shows up and they're, getting ready and they've done their sound check and they go back to the merch table and they, "Oh, I didn't know we had a new recording out. This is great." They were all happy about it. At the end of the gig, the band wanted to get paid. So they all got their $100 or whatever amount of money that they receive by splitting the proceeds of the gig. And one of the guys in the band said, "Well, what about the merch?" And the bass player's like, "Well, there's money for the t-shirts that we sold, but the recording, that's my recording. And it's not a band merch, so there's no split." And they're like, "Well, wait a minute. You can't do that." He said, "Well, I recorded it at our gigs. You knew I was recording it. And this is what I did is I put it all together. I mastered it. I put it together and I released it." He said, "Well, you can't do that." He says, "Well, I did, and you're not getting paid." Well, you can imagine where this went, arguing back and forth. By the way, the band did break up over this little squabble because they didn't have an agreement prior to the recording being made, even though it's a rehearsal on what would happen. But also what the problem was that the bass player only wrote two of the songs. He did not have permission from the C Circle copyright owner, which was another member of the band, a rhythm guitar player who wrote most of those songs, and ended up in a lawsuit because he's copyright infringement. He's infringing on the C Circle copyright owner's material. Well, they went back and forth, and the judge says to the rhythm guitar player, "Can I see the copyright registration?" Well, the rhythm guitar player never filed for copyright. So the judge says, "I'm going to continue this case until someone can provide me with the registered copyright so I know who to award damages to, if any." Well, it dragged on and on and on, and I still don't think it's recorded. I don't think the C Circle copyright was ever recorded because I know this rhythm guitar player, he's as lazy as it gets. And I don't think he ever filed, so therefore he never got paid. And the bass player illegally has been releasing this material of the other members of the band without compensating them for their content.